So I have not been feeling good the last 2 days thanks to Ascension symptoms. And this is just a reminder that when you are quantum shifting, oftentimes you'll get like sick, but it's actually spiritually sick because you are shifting into a new timeline that's a higher vibration, higher frequency to have a better life. But your body is denser than some of those frequencies, so sometimes it takes a second to catch up. But don't discount actually being sick though. Like if you need to go to the doctor, go to the doctor, okay? But for the past 2 days, like I always try and go on 3-mile walks every day for like an hour, because it just helps my mental state and my physical body. And the last 2 days, I just didn't have it in me. I was like, I can't do it. I can't. And I had this voice in the back of my head that just kept on trying to shame and guilt me into it, of like, oh, it would make you feel better. You need to do it. You need to stay consistent, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, I'm going to lay in the bed. I'm going to watch anime because my body needs that. Okay. And I'm not going to do something out of shame and guilt. Okay. Just because it's wrapped up in physical health. Okay. And today I got up and I was like, okay, do I feel good enough to go on a walk today? And I said, I don't feel good, but I know today it would make me feel better. And it's not coming from a place of shame and guilt. It's genuine like love for myself. I have to show you all this bird. Oh my God. So majestic. We love him. And so I got up this morning and we're on the walk, obviously now, but I do feel so much better. And I have really made a commitment to myself about asking whether I'm trying to do things based out of shame and guilt or because I actually want to do them. And I think sometimes even like spirituality, we're like, oh, I should do this. I should do this manifesting technique. I should meditate. I should do qigong. I should do blah, 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 blah. Okay, but why? Why? Are we doing that because it feels good and it's actually going to like help us? Or are we doing it because we were conditioned by society and our parents that we need to do more and be more and blah, blah, blah? That's capitalism wrapped up in spirituality. Okay. And I'm not saying not to do those things. You know, like we always want to grow and evolve and take care of your 4 energy bodies. You know what I mean? Your physical, spiritual, mental, emotional. But if we're doing them rooted out of things that are, you know, shame and guilt again, I don't think it's really helping us. I really don't. It's just continuing a perpetual generational drama cycle. And I tell my clients this sometimes, you know, shame and guilt can be beneficial. Like sometimes, you know, we're ignoring things in our life and then we hit that rock bottom and have like a massive tower moment because we're not doing the things that we quote unquote, you know, need to be doing for our health. And shame and guilt can kick you in the butt and kick you in gear and get you on the quote unquote right path. Okay. But then you hit this precipice point where you become much more sovereign in your divinity. And you have to check those things. You got to put those, you got to hold boundaries with those things. You got to hold boundaries with your thoughts. Like I was hosting a meeting yesterday in my cosmic community, which would love to have you in there. So we were talking about getting overwhelmed. And I was saying, yeah, running a business is a lot. Like it is a lot. Love it though. And I was saying I have to constantly check my thoughts all day long and tell them whether I align with them or whether they're allowed to take up space. Because if I just let them run rampant, they would say things to me that are like, oh, well, if you don't do this, you're not good enough, or go compare yourself to these other coaches or healers, or you should be at this place in your life, or you need to do all these things on your to-do list, and blah, 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 blah. None of that is rooted in unity consciousness. None of that is rooted in love for other people or myself. It's rooted in shame and guilt and fear and anxiety. And I have been on that hamster wheel too many times. I'm not doing it. Okay. I'm holding a strong boundary with myself because that's just simply not the vibe. Okay. I want to live a life full of magic and ease and grace. And I'm not saying things won't come up in life or, you know, I won't have to process heavy emotions or complex things, interpersonal relationships or whatever. But the perspective lens in which I handle them is completely different when I do it from a place of what is in misalignment for me? What feels good for me? What makes me feel like love and joy and happiness and fun and laughter? Because that projects out into your reality, you know, in the form of money. in the form of friends, in the form of soul tribes, in the form of successful businesses. You get that return back to you. So anyway, I'm going on a long monologue now, but I love you. And today, when you have those feelings come up, pivot. I'm not going to do this out of shame and guilt. Let's find a solution that is based out of love. And sometimes it's just a perspective shift. Sometimes you take the exact same action, but you shift the energetics underneath the foundation of that decision.